giving it out with interest, by you loaning it with interest. Since Hashem created such a possibility, since Hashem made such a concept possible, and legitimately so, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, v'yisera mizu, and moreover, she'agar notarle, that haseichel mechayiv zeh, the Gemara gives a svara, the Gemara gives a logic for collecting ribis, that the fact is that you are actually almost in a sense partaking in the fact that that person could have potentially earned from that money. Who knows what the person did with the money? Think about it. You gave somebody a loan. You gave somebody money. That person could have taken that money and invested in the stock market and made a killing. That person could have invested that money to enhance his business, and now he's turning a good profit. Why should I not get any part of that? In fact, the Barbanel, the Rebbe quotes him on the bottom in the footnote 31, he actually says that even after the fact that the Torah prohibits the collecting of ribis, of interest, still, it doesn't make it something that is inherently despicable. It doesn't make it something that is inherently morally, ethically wrong. In fact, he says, logically, I'm talking about now according to human logic, according to common sense, it's a rational thing. You gave somebody money. That person could be doing anything with that money, can be earning a lot of money because of your money. Why should you not get part of that? Why should you not get a piece of that pie? You didn't do anything wrong. And you're not charging him against his will. He has a choice. He doesn't want to take it. He doesn't want to pay that amount of interest. Don't take it. Don't take the loan. How they move on, so it's understood, since Hashem created this phenomena, that there is this possibility of earning money, and especially that it sits by someone else, so you have a loss, you cannot engage now with that money and do your own business, right? And the Rebbe brings an expression in Yerushalmi, and the Talmud Yerushalmi have an expression, better $50 that I'm making money than $200 is just sitting there. When it's sitting there by somebody else, you don't have the potential of earning anything because of it. So you should at least get something for that. How they move, and so it's understood. Shegam hanitzoitzoi shebaharibis yesh lehem eize shaychas l'shoresh nishmasei. Since Hashem made this possibility, and like I explained, it's not a fundamentally despicable thing. So it's understood that deep down there are sparks of holiness that do have some connection, that do have some, even a remote correlation to your soul, to you. Ulam, however, since the Torah prohibited the ribis, not common sense, not human logic, not basic moral, ethical, human behavior prohibits it, but the Torah made an extra prohibition. Therefore now the person is not able to elevate these sparks. He is not able to actually make good use of it. And now the order of his avodah, his way of serving Hashem with those sparks of holiness that are potentially connected to his soul, is by negating them, by pushing them away. Dechia means to push them away. Like as would be the case in anything that's asur. Any isur that we encounter, any isur that we potentially come in contact with, what is our way of serving Hashem with that thing? By pushing it away, by negating it, by not doing it. So likewise here. But it tells you that there's some inherent connection between him and that, because he had the money, he was loaning the money, he had the ability to take the interest. The interest is kind of there in the air, and the question is, are you going to make it materialize, or you can just leave it there in the air and let it, so to speak, evaporate and not come to your pocket? However, after the malva had already received, had already taken the ribis money, the Rebbe stresses in italics, his money became part of your money, it became yours. As far as a money matter being concerned, there is absolutely no civil money matter here. There's no reason that anyone should be able to collect it from you. Ella, the only thing that the only issue that does exist here. Mitzat chiyuva derama rachman alei kanal. Only because of that obligation, that prohibition the Torah imposed on you. It's imposed. It's not naturally within it. There's no money matter here. You didn't steal from the person. You didn't cheat him. You told him exactly what's going to be, and he agreed, and he paid it to you. So it's yours. So you have no need to give it back. And it's fully yours. The point here is when you owe somebody, when there is a monetary matter between one person and another, that money may be in your possession, it may be in your grip, but it's not yours, it's the other person's maybe, or partially the other person's. In this case, it's fully yours, it became yours. The only issue here is the prohibition. Therefore, even though he had committed a prohibition, he was over an isur by accepting the ribis. However, kol heicha means in any case where there is another way, there's another way, there's another option, that gives the ability, that makes it possible, that the person should not be obligated to return it. You need to actually make the effort that the ribis should remain in your hands. Because the sparks of holiness that are embedded in that money is actually connected to that person's neshama. So that's why mitzad midas chasidus, if you're going to extract that money from him, you're going to take it back, you are now preventing him. You're now taking away a tremendous opportunity that he has to use that money and elevate it. Of course, this is already after the fact, once he has it. And this is the Pnimius dikatam. This is the reason, according to Chassidus, shemitzat Chassidus he sheloi likabel hachzores haribus. That's why, as we quoted before, it says that in midas Chassidus, beyond the letter of the law, you should not receive that money back. You should not take it back. Even though the person is here and he wants to fulfill his obligation towards heaven, he wants to be good, he wants to make amends. Still, why? Still you don't take it back. Why? Because the nitzutzes, the sparks of holiness that's in this ribis, belongs to the lender. And therefore, by you taking it back, by you receiving it back, you are now going to cheat him almost. You're going to take away from him this opportunity that he has to elevate it through doing good things with it. Oisei, chapter 5. Al pi kol hanal, based on all the above mentioned that we spoke, yesh levayer gam hatam, we can also now clarify, we can explain the reason, shenitztavino, the Rebbe stresses again that we were commanded, we were instructed, likach ribis min hagoy, to actively take interest from a goy, to charge a goy interest. Af she'asur lechaser memoni adei gezavano, even though the same Torah prohibits us from cheating a guy, from stealing from a guy. And we already discussed this. This is not a matter of stealing. This is not a matter of cheating. But why would the Torah obligate us to do it? Ki nitzutzois elu, because these sparks, shebidmei haribis shel hagoy, and that's in the dmei haribis, in the money in the interest money, shel hagoy haloiva misra, of the guy that actually is borrowing from the Jew. These sparks of holiness, shayochim heim lamalva, they actually belong and they have a connection to the lender. The olav levares anitzutzois mirishus aklipa lalesan kedusha, and he has the obligation and hopefully now the opportunity to elevate them, to transfer them from the clutches of klipa, of the negative powers, and bring them up to kedusha, to holiness. And according to this we'll understand that which some hold, the fact that the mitzvah that to a goy you're allowed to take neshech, you're allowed to charge interest, there are those who suggest that it's not only that you are allowed to take to charge, that is, ribis, to charge interest to a guy in the event that he comes to for your loan. But some hold that there's actually a positive command here. You have an obligation to seek out a guy, if you have the funds, to give him loans in order to earn back that interest on the loans. We can understand this. No, wait, you say one thing is say, okay, it's allowed, it's okay, it's fine, it's not a problem. But I should play an active role in this. I should go out, in other words, it's an assertive thing. It's not just saying, okay, I'm allowed to. I should go out there and set up, a loan company in order that I should be able to give, the loans to a guy in order for the guy to pay me ribis. According to this, we have a clarity, we understand. Because the fact that the guy needs the yid for this loan, the fact that there are potential borrowers out there that need the money, they need to buy homes, they need to invest in businesses, whatever it is, the fact that there's a guy out there that needs the money, muchach, this proves, this actually declares, so to speak, that the sparks of holiness that are in the guy's possession right now, in his money, belong to the yid. So the fact that he's filling up a loan questionnaire, the fact that he's an application to get a loan from you, already tells you, of course, check his credit. Don't just give him the money. But it tells you that potentially his money, the money that he's supposed to pay you, that he will potentially have, that's going to come from him, actually belongs to you neshama, because there are sparks of holiness that need to come to you so you can do good with them, you can elevate them to Kedusha. And therefore there's a mitzvah to give him loans, in order to be able to charge that ribis, to collect it, in order to be able to elevate these sparks to Kedusha. So, you're able to understand this Sicha. It wasn't a hard Sicha. I encourage you to study it over, because if you follow along, you'll see it's not that hard, and it's pretty enjoyable, and hopefully if you wrote down those questions, or if you're mindful of those questions, you'll be able to answer all of them. Sei gesund.